Queens of Zamunda. Today we're going to be discussing what African beauty means in our context today with all the Western influences that we currently have.
And I think that's an important point that you're making, because although we are living in Africa and we're black girls in Africa surrounded by a lot of other black girls, the way that we're kind of molding ourselves to fit into the Western idea of what beauty is, I think a lot of the times we kind of lose who we are.
And I think it's very important for us to try and find like a balance between what we think we are and what we really are, you know? Because I think most of the time we always follow these modern trends of what we think African is and what it should be, instead of actually like really going back into our roots and you know, trying to get it from that place.
So when you think about being African, what comes to your mind?
I think being African, because I am African, it's a natural, spontaneous thing, you know. And I don't really think I have to like prove to myself that I'm African. You know what I mean? What's it like for you guys?
I think I try to look more Pan-African, and yeah, the older I got, the more I kind of identify with, number one, not being South African, and number two, just embracing just like how we have little bits of like Zambian in the family, Tanzanian, all of that. So a lot of like the stuff I do, lots of beads, all sorts of that, to kind of outwardly show the Pan-Africanness. I feel like maybe it's just proving to myself as well that like, yes, I am an African.
From an external appearance, a lot of that has been molded over the past couple of years to do with books I've read and just experiences. Going natural also just changed the way I view hair and a lot of things, and just understanding that there's a lot of underlying discourses about the way we look and the way we are.
And I think hair is such a big topic,
Yeah.
now that you bring it up, right? I don't know if you guys have ever taken the time to ever Google unprofessional hair. Please just look at it and you will find nothing but black women and our hair. There's all sorts of different types of styles, and some of them are beautiful. You'll find like cornrows up, sometimes it's like the wavy curls, sometimes it's the 4C afro, all sorts of different ones. And I mean, I don't see how that's unprofessional, but you know, Mr. Google has something else to say. So I think when it comes to hair as well, like there's so much thought. Like once you start going natural, I think it's just a different way of seeing, like, oh my word, I was really buying into this and that kind of ideal. No shade to girls, you know, with relaxed hair or anything like that, but I think the three of us, yeah, we all have natural hair. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's quite interesting. We find each other, man.
Yeah, I think also for me, my experience, at some point I did a lot of promotional work, and to this day I would still get people saying, please send a picture of what your hair currently looks like. And I mean, even if I got chosen for a job where I had sent pictures with my natural hair, I'll still be asked to make sure that I get on site with long straight hair. And I find that it's very problematic that we still kind of have to live up to these ideals. We haven't yet gotten to a point where we're able to be like, well, this is what the hair looks like that grows out of my hair. You know, I'm not asking anyone around me to change their look, so why should I be asked to change mine?
I think, you know, black women and their hair, it's such a deep-rooted topic, you know, because I mean, from a young age, you know, it's very hard to like try to establish your identity, because, you know, all the cartoons have long, curly, silky hair, you know, and now you want long, silky hair, you know. And like even like black children I talk to now, you know, they were like, oh, I just wish my hair was straighter, I wish, you know, my hair was this and that. But I mean, it's very important for us to, even like dolls, that's another good one. Like dolls, when you're buying dolls for like children, you know, all their hairs, all the doll hairs are like long and straight. You know? And it's starting to change now. But I mean,
it's hard to find. It's not commonplace. They'll be like, yes, but they're dolls and this person sells. But like you have to go on and look for that person and order this and that and the next. But it's not out there at Toys R Us or on the shelves everywhere for us to find people that represent us. Whether it's on TV or in books, all sorts of places like that. It's so hard to find like good, positive representatives.
Yeah, and I think also another issue that we obviously coming up across is now bleaching. You know, if you look at music videos, we almost progressed from having all sorts of girls to light-skinned girls to actually just mixed race girls that look like, you know, you don't know what decent they are. Like black girls are actually being phased out of music videos, and that's what we're telling people is beauty. And you'll find, you know, if someone's gonna bleach and then all these other things, like, we're getting so lost in it. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I'm Congolese, right? And bleaching is huge with my people, guys. Like, whether it's boys, girls, adults, male, Kofi Olomide, you know. You guys know these brothers. So like, I'll be in Bram and people never want to believe that I'm Congolese because they're like, but you're still dark. You know? Like, what have you done? And I'm like, I know, right? I'm busy breaking barriers. But it's incredible how bleaching is such a big deal. And even South Sudanese women in Australia, all sorts of places like that where it's that typical. And I don't know if you've seen those Sudanese bottles, they're so beautiful, Sudanese women. But because we're kind of trying to also now, you know, there's all that pressure of being light-skinned and all of that stuff, we kind of just lose like the essence of being us. It's terrible.
Yeah, and the weird thing is when a person who's bleaching wants to like hit on you. I mean, that's always the strangest thing to me, because I'm like, but anyway. Like, you're not happy with yourself, but you're coming to me.
But where do you think like it stems from? Like, when did this like disparity come from? When like black women weren't okay in their skin, especially when you're darker, you know? It's always okay for like Alex Wig to be like super dark, but then she's like she's put on this
exotic. She's like fetishized and exoticized.
Exactly. But then like the everyday black girl.
Yeah, so we have to be like giant.
Yeah, you know.
And the amount of times that you hear the line of like, you'd be so much prettier if you're a little bit lighter, or you're so pretty for a dark-skinned girl, and you just want to be like, say what? Like,
well,
can people just not be pretty?
I'd say that it starts from when you're basically a toddler, because there's all these like hidden messages.
Yes,
like
very
I'm saying,
subtle
from
messages.
what you're seeing on TV, the dolls you're playing with, etc. You don't actually even get a choice to really decide what it is. It's already being laid out for you. I mean, even when you look at the cartoons we watch, Cinderella and the like, it's not like there were representations across various races. It's very one-sided, and also even within that, there are very specific looks that they give. You know, there's a lot of blonde cartoons. You know, Pocahontas, Cinderella, all of these, or Snow White. Her skin was as white as snow. So I mean,
and when they do black girls, she's always got this big, beautiful afro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never like a really dark-skinned girl with super short hair.
Yeah,
you know what I
and she'll have like really light brown hair, the eyes
yeah,
are even
and
green
the eyes,
eyes.
even the blonde,
that with green eyes. And which is ironic because we live in Africa. It would be amazing to have representatives, people who look like us, all over the place, but that's not the case. I don't know what it's been like for you guys growing up and what you guys are experiencing in terms of beauty and Africanness and how the two kind of merge.
Yeah, one more thing that I have an issue with is when someone says, you speak so well for a black girl.
Ooh.
Have you ever gotten that one?
Yes. You've never gotten that.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe she doesn't speak well for a black girl, guys.
Shame.
You have to marry your crush.
Because I'm like, okay, what does speaking well for a black girl mean? You know what I mean? Just because someone has a thicker accent or something, now all of a sudden, you know, they don't
English
speak
must be our language.
You know what I mean? And if you think about it, these people, English is like their third language or second language, you know what I mean? Like, you try and speak an African language first.
And the crazy thing is, on the flip side of that is the fact that even within your black circles, you're not African enough if you're not speaking a vernacular language.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so you actually have this sort of, I guess, struggle, because you haven't really necessarily been always put in a position to speak those languages. But now you're not black enough, you're too black.
I think as Africans, we're really still trying to find our identity. You know, we were chilling for a long time, then you know, we were colonized, and then now we're still like trying to rebuild what it means to actually live on this continent.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
You know? And I think the very fact that we're actually talking about it, you know, and we see it, we understand that something is definitely happening, you know. So that's always a good sign.
So yeah, let us know what you guys think and what your experiences have been. You've heard our point of view and our little bit of experiences. We'd love to hear about you guys and what you think about merging the two. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And please also click the subscribe button, and then you'll be seeing lots more of us soon.
Ciao!